One company which in recent memory has become the opposite of what they were back in the day. They took risks. They made films that took many risks. They did stuff that usually wasn't conventional. They started a whole new medium of films. And now, really, they did, basically. And now, they've become the opposite of that. They've strided for unoriginality, making films as bland as possible. I mean, today I saw their most recent film and it was okay. I said to my mum it was pretty good, but compare it to their heights. If you don't know who I'm talking about, you will do, because you read the title. This is going to be probably my longest video, at least for a long time. It's going to be longer than the PC video. Why? I'm going to talk about Disney. Because one thing that I know, if Walt Disney was alive right now, he would fix what Disney has broken. Disney broke Walt Disney's legacy. It's true. I mean, back in the day, look at the films they'd make. Pinocchio, Alice in Wonderland, 101 Dalmatians. And I'm going to show you some of the classic Disney films. I'm going to show you some. There's one Disney film that means so much to me. And it probably means a lot to, to Walt Disney himself. I mean, feed the birds, tuppence a bag. Tuppence, tuppence, tuppence a bag. You know that song? From when it released, he listened to it every night before he went to sleep. Until his death from remaining 3 years. And he went out. What I call Mary Poppins is him going out with a bang. Because that's what I think of. Mary Poppins is the end of Walt Disney. But he had to go out with Jungle Book, which is, it's okay. Jungle Book, 101 Dalmatians, they're equal. They're both real good. But not as good as the heights of Disney. Because yes, Walt Disney did make some kind of naff films like Fantasia and Alice in Wonderland. But after Alice in Wonderland, he made some great decisions. I recently bought Sleeping Beauty digitally, same with Hercules and Robin Hood, and I loved all three of them. But different amounts. I mean, Sleeping Beauty, after Cinderella and Alice in Wonderland, they made a couple more films, but not many. That's its 13th. And I think the 16th is Sleeping Beauty, and the 16th, it's beautiful. Up until 1997, it had a world record for the largest crowd in a Disney animated movie. CG or 2D. And then 2 years later, Hunchback of Notre Dame broke that record. But I recently watched a load of Disney's classics from different eras. I mean, I watched Robin Hood, which were from a weird era of Disney, which I loved that film. Same with Sleeping Beauty and Hercules. Different ways. Hercules was really had a great funny villain, and it was a good film, but I didn't feel emotional damage or just emotional. I didn't feel like getting up and dancing. I don't care if I'm embarrassed. I won't be embarrassed because this is such a good song to bop into. Like in films like Mary Poppins and like in Mary Poppins and Jungle Book. Why is the Jungle Book called the Jungle Book when it's not? It's a film, not a book. Because it was based on a book. You know. And one thing I love is this film. I mean, yes, this is the only Disney film I have 2 copies of. Wait a minute. I've got these 2 versions. 45th anniversary. That was my original copy. But half the film's broken. This is my new copy. I haven't tested it out, but it's way less scratched. So, in fact, barely any scratch at all. Look at how good. Oh, it looks worse than it is on camera. Because when you look at it, yeah, but they're micro scratches. When you look at Mary Poppins 40th anniversary, you go, oh God. Look at those scratches. I'm going to turn the light on there. So look at them. Scratched her. Oh. See? That's the broken one, remember? But Mary Poppins is a film that means a lot to me. I sing a spoonful of sugar to bed every night. I love this film. It's just perfect. Because a spoonful of sugar helps the medicine go down always. Dick Van Dyke and Julie Andrews doing I don't get how the accent of Dick Van Dyke is bad. I don't. To be fair, this film is amazing. What I'm gonna tell you from this film, they made Jungle Book right after this film. But after Jungle Book, the next good Disney film, but I mean good, I mean as good as Jungle Book, was what? There's Pants. There's Potfoot. But the next one was Robin Hood, 6 years later? And then the next good one after that was what? 1989. I haven't even seen The Little Mermaid in a long time, so don't even know if it's that good. But one thing I'm going to tell you is Disney. Let's go through the history of Disney. Walt Disney struggled, and they were making shorts, but they were making money fine, but one idea Walt Disney had that was bonkers, crazy. People called it the silliest thing in Hollywood since the silliest thing in Hollywood since they decided to build a giant sign called Hollywood and spend all their budget on that. You know? The silliest thing in Hollywood ever. People were calling it Walt Disney's Folly. Basically meaning the most stupid thing he'd ever done. It was the most stupid thing. And from not properly archiving in most of non-Disney media at the time. Which is something that they're still trying to archive properly to this day. And they're working on it, but it's getting slow. And thing is that and then after that, Walt Disney made it and succeeded. He really, because Walt Disney succeeded with Flying Colours, with Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. It made tons of money at the box office, and people praised it for its animation quality and design and risks they took that succeeded. But then the next film didn't make so much money after that. Now we know this film was a classic. 100 trillion times better than Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs could ever be, with a 7-minute scene where you wash your hands. I'm not joking. They made a film about a wooden boy. Made it great. Made me cry twice. And made me give money to the devil. I could have bought it second hand for half the price. But I got cardboard. But if I didn't get it, if I got it half price, I wouldn't get the cardboard. I mean, who doesn't like cardboard? It's card. And it's a board. Since World War II started, film after film, you got Pinocchio and Fantasia failing a lot in the same year. But don't worry, the very next year they made Dumbo. But because the war had started, they weren't making any money. Bambi failed. They had to make package films and they didn't make any money. They barely were staying afloat. And their animators were being paid less and less, and they went on strike. But the very thing that saved them was a princess with a glass slipper. Because they were saved with a blue princess with a glass slipper. That princess is called Cinderella. And then they had to go into debt to make this film. I mean, they were already struggling, but here they made themselves £2 million in debt. And if the film took an extra year, Disney would not exist. But this film pushed through, was consistent, and when it came out, it was a smash hit. It was a hit everyone wanted. And that was something that nobody believed. Because the film's not even that good. I actually say it's worse than a lot of the films they made from the 40s, like Pinocchio, Fantasia, I Am Bambi. Even Dumbo's better than Cinderella. But it saved them. And now, they started re-releasing their films in cinemas. And it worked. One thing I'm going to tell you is that immediately they went back into debt. This is their debt before, down on my bed. Woo! They go back into debt, but not as bad. They're back into debt now, but not as bad. We're back into debt, but not as bad, because this is Disney and we're not in debt badly anymore. They went back into debt, but not to say from that as bad. Cause then the way you made a film was cheaper but bad. A film that nobody wanted to watch, at least not one, at least not 100. The million money you made, it barely made a penny. At least to two leads, it made a success to any company. But compared to a Disney other film, Cinderella, it was a flop. Worse. From Pinocchio. Ba-ba-da-ba-ba-dum. Ba-ba-da-ba-ba-dum. At least it wasn't that expensive at all to make. Cause if it was, they got them back into a debt. And if it was, they would have been destroyed and crushed with dreams. Cause then, that's the Disney we knew back then. They took risks. Well, and Alice in Wonderland, but one time their risks didn't pay off, at least for bad. The film wasn't that good, but mine's mad at all. Cause that's the same with the Bride of May in Hollywood. Ba-ba-da-bum. Ba-bum. Cause Disney went back into debt, but not as deep and bad. Cause if you want to ask them bad, then why into debt quite bad? Cause if you want to ask a Disney, cost 5 times less. But Cinderella, but it made 100 trillion times less. Yes, it's Disney. It's a success. It was from any other animation studio. But it's Disney. Yes, it's Alice in Wonderland. And it was a failure, at least for Disney. Oh, you had CX. Free publicity. But you can get great deals on films. I should get so many Disney films. Secondhand, it's so cheap. It's so good. Doesn't matter what one was one, or Orpington was one. Go check, there's so many across Britain. And don't spell it like they do in the ads. And they managed to get out of debt with Peter Pan and some other films that nobody really cares about. Or even talks about. But the thing is, after that, at the end of my decade, they made a brilliant film. I call Disney's second best original Walt Disney animated film behind Pinocchio. But it flopped hard. It cost 9.6 million quid back then. Now, nearly 100 million pounds to make in today's money. And made, back in their money, 1.8 million, or around 20 million in today's money. Oof. That. Oof. And because of that, they need to find a way to cheaperize their films. They found a process which allowed them to put the frame straight on in a quicker and more orderly fashion to make the films way easier to do. But it came up the cost of animation, and Walt Disney said no. But they persisted anyway. With the first Xerox processed film, 101 Dalmatians. They found the process originally in Sleeping Beauty, but only used it for a couple of scenes just to make it a bit easier. But the animation in this film is... This film's not a looker. I mean, the animation was fun. I like the sketchy look, but sometimes it just goes bit too far. But it was a success, considering it costed 800,000 to make and made 11.9 million. And in today's money, like 130 million. After that, they decided to make Sword in Stone. Then they made a holiday classic that I all know is a spoonful of sugar, a super, super, super long word called supercalifragilisticexpialidocious, some penguins with bow ties, a spinning merry-go-round, best Dick Van Dyke performance ever, Julie Andrews' best movie, and Walt Disney's best accomplishment. Walt Disney's Mary Poppins. A classic was born from a million miles away. After Sword in the Stone was so cheap, and 101 Dalmatians was cheap too. After their films had been so cheap, a couple of films were so cheap, the couple of films went to act great. Walt Disney pulled something out of nowhere, got involved, and made Mary Poppins, which took over 30 years. Because in 1930 in fact, I'm going to tell the story. You know where my copy of Mary Poppins is gone, my book. When with Walt Disney's children, what happened is that his children, they read the book with Walt Disney and said, "Please make a movie about this. We love, please make like a short about this." And he was like, "I will try my hardest," and he managed. But by 1940, he said, "No, I'm not going to make a short. I'm going to make a full-length movie about it. In live action, I promise you. I promise." That promise came true. 24 years later! It took nearly 20 years to get the right from P.L. Travers. She wasn't an asshole. I'm joking. But she really was. She was like, "No, I hate the way films ruin the books. I hate how they change it and make it more American." And I'm like, this feels like a film made in Britain. Like, this film is British. I mean, the chimney sweeping, the old British London thing. It's nice to be an Englishman. In 1910, the getting off my castle, the noble on my steed. And yep, you can tell that it is British. Not British chicken wrong, or wasn't grommet, but still British. But Mary Poppins, when they finally made it, the old Travers said, "Yes, okay, you get the rights. As long as I get to write the screen, as long as I get to work on my film." She said, "Yeah." And she did. There was only one thing she liked. Hiring Julie Andrews and Mary Poppins. It's the only thing she likes. It's the only thing everyone can agree is good in this film. If you don't agree that Julie Andrews is good, is like the best pick ever in the world for Mary Poppins, then you're just wrong. But Mary Poppins, it's amazing. And when you open up the film, you see what's inside. You watch the film, you see the magic of the inside. You see the magic, baby, and the magic's extra long. Your film is nearly, it's only 7 minutes, so it's as long as the PC video. Oh my god, and this film became a classic. And then Walt Disney made a pretty good send-off for his life. But 6 months before the film finished, his life was stolen. He died. He didn't get killed. He's not to my knowledge. He's died of old age or something, and from smoking and stuff like that. You know, one thing I don't like when somebody dies from smoking. But the thing is after that, he decided to make 5 films that nobody cared about, and Disney was in debt again. Yay! Here come the 90s, where Disney actually was nearly closed down. They made films like Black Cauldron and were devastated. That film cost so much to make, yet made so little, and that was sad. Thing is, that's not. And then they make The Great Mouse Detective, and they instantly saved him. It cost like 4 times, cost like a third of the amount for Black Hole, and made like 10 times more. And then come the Renaissance. They made, after the slow past 20 years, they also made Robin Hood like 20 years ago now, but it was really good. They made Oliver and Company, which sucked. Then they made The Little Mermaid. It was amazing. Then started off the 90s with a strong boy, with Beauty and the Beast. Beauty and a song as old as time. A story as old as time. Song as old as rhyme. Beauty and the Beast. And it was amazing. This film is actually amazing. You don't believe how good is Beauty and the Beast. It's a base of a film. And then Rapping Willie comes to the genie and whoever else to fall. This film is amazing. Who cares? What would because they made Aladdin. This film is amazing. Only on Blu-ray. It's the only Disney film I can say I own it on Blu-ray. Unless you count Up as a Disney film. Then they brought in Lion King. Then Mulan, Hercules, which is really good. Then Hunchback of Notre Dame. And that was the Renaissance over. Now let's cue bad films. You've got Fantasia 2000, which was apparently pretty good. Then I forgot to mention 10 years ago they made, or 10 years ago from 2001 they made what you think from 1989 or 12 years ago. But then they made Fantasia 2000, failed. And people called it Roy's Folly. Remember? Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs was called, Walt's Folly, and Roy Disney made it. Then you had Bad CG Dinosaur, yeah! Tarzan, which was okay. Then Atlantis, ooh. Then, Treasure Planet, ooh. And then Home on in Range. Home on in Range. Yeah! This one sucks. It is actually horrible. Apparently. Oh my god, the songs just seem bad. The film looks bad. The animation sucks. So they said. And then the person who was the president of Disney at the time said, we ain't need money. And what they need is a bit less Disney magic. What they needed to really make that money is less and less of that classic Disney magic. They already got rid of it with bad films like Treasure Planet. And why not turn that into negative? At least Disney doesn't own hell yet. They do soon though, don't worry. 'Cause you know that earlier. Oh wait, no. Yeah, damn, my lights 'Cause Disney. Let's talk about Disney. I already sang a song about their downfall. Thought I'd do a whole triple-digit video about it. 100+ minutes now. The movies are making more. There's more movies they're making. They're getting worse on tour. They just needed to run with more Disney magic. And suddenly 700 million quid from Chicken Little. Meet the Robinsons. They don't do so well. Both succeeded. At least that's what we think, yo. But when you're looking at the mirror, and you know that's one thing to do, so Disney kind of didn't fail. It's not for you. Disney didn't fail. Or maybe they just did. And after that, Disney just removed more and more Disney magic. Yes, they made some amazing films. Made so much money from them. Like, you know, Wreck-It Ralph and Tangled and that stuff. And Frozen. God, no. This and then, they've now done live action remakes. Go to Now and Disney is the opposite of what they once were. You're hearing me go blazing speed through modern era because the films are getting worse and worse. I'm basically doing a parallel to Disney. The more films they make, the worse they get. Except in that weird period where they made barely any films and they were all bad. At least most of them were. I never feel like Fox and people keep on talking about how great Fox and the Hound is, but I never feel good. Yeah, I'm wearing shorts. I'm also wearing a suit, but Disney? I used to really not a year, 3 years ago. I did 2019, 4 years ago. I seriously didn't know who Disney was. How many Disney films had I seen at that point? If you don't count Pixar, which I think I knew who they were. I knew who DreamWorks were. I've seen Shrek. I've seen Mary Poppins, which I loved. Lion King. I'm seeing live action Aladdin in 2020. When live action Aladdin first came out, I saw it in cinemas and I thought it was great. Now I realise how bad it was. Because Will Smith. My dad's never gonna watch a live action Aladdin, no matter how much I pay him. Why? Will Smith. That slap on my doodah. You know? And, you know, there's one film. Because now, Disney, I had an Aladdin book. I've seen, is that it? Oh, I saw the Jungle Book. I technically saw Sleeping Beauty when I was 4, at primary school, and all I really remember was the outside of a castle and not liking the just sweet popcorn. And that's when I realized, oh, the only popcorn I like is sweet and salty. I just don't like normal popcorn with sugar on it. We got to talk about Disney because that was just the history lesson in Disney. That was me talking about the past. doing it quite roughly. The thing is that's one thing you got to know. Why does Disney do this? To make that money. Alice in Wonderland did so well, the live action remake, which was good. Dare I say, maybe better than the original. Which, oh yeah, that was another film I've seen by Disney by 2019. I might have seen, like, I think I saw Jungle Book, but that was like in primary school, in year 2, again. But I thought that at this point, I really haven't seen many Disney films. But, really? But, I'm gonna say one thing. Even just, no. Just maybe just 1 year ago, I bought Disney was just a bad company throwing through. 8 months ago, I thought there's been a bad company since the 80s. Then I thought, it's been a bad company since the late 2000s, 6 months ago. And I was like, the movies were okay. And now I realise it was never Disney that was the problem. It's those people who ran it. Now we're at modern day Disney. And they made some great films. Like Princess and the Frog. I got friends on the other side. Transformation Central. But it didn't do well. Because the title, apparently. Because the title. And because they signed a frog. But Dr. Facilier was amazing. I mean, Friends on the Other Side is one of the best Disney film songs. But now, Disney is falling to disrepair. Disney's broken something that they think they can fix. But they really can't and don't understand what went wrong. Because when you think of this is a long special on my TV show when Disney, where they go wrong? Where did they go wrong? Disney themselves feel like they're going better than ever. But Disney movies are starting to fail. They're getting criticism, like the live action Pinocchio. People hate their films. Disney's going wrong. Don't stop there and watch their films. Let them fail and realise where they went wrong. Let them do 2D like they said they want to do. When they do 2D again, CG will be gone. But DreamWorks and Pixar will be taking care of CG far. Or Disney will be back there, creating more Disney magic. It's not 2D, that was the problem. It's the films and we know that. Because the films become classics. Don't you understand, Batik? Nobody cares about Strange World or films like that. They're never gonna become classics. Unlike films like Pinocchio or Alice in Wonderland, the original. None of their modern films will become classics, not even Frozen. Nobody cares about most of their films nowadays. Just let Disney go in a corner, in a niche area, sell Marvel and LucasAid, and use the Muppets. It's Disney. Please take care of me. Disney, don't buy me. Be careful what you wish for, Disney. Now we have no more hand-drawn is what Disney says. Oh, how you're clearly outdated. And now everybody needs to go. But no. 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 It's CG. And I'm as sad as can be. You need to go back to 2D. Please. Just for me. I mean, but the thing is, Disney is going to great lengths to avoid using 2D. I mean, look at Mary Poppins Returns. I mean, look at it. I mean, you have a film where they go into a 2D world and sing songs, and it's supposed to be 2D. And when people said, wow, that's great 2D, and they're like, what 2D? Mary Poppins Returns, and they said, no, that's fake 2D. We use CG for that. And Disney is in it stupid. They could have made a quick extra buck by saying, includes 2D animation. Quite a lot. But nope, they had to. They had to just mess it up. They had to. What's sad is that I don't think we're gonna listen to anyone. Either Disney dies out, changes their ways, or they get real lucky. There's 3 things Disney can do. Die out and not exist. People will be sad. Because it means the legacy of their original films are gone. Or change the strategy. And stop making CG films. Or get really lucky. Or ignore that and just... If Walt Disney Animation shuts down, they just use Pixar and buy DreamWorks and just use them and milk them for money. No, again, even Pixar's not doing well this year. Doesn't he? Listen to me. Disney's watching this. If somebody if higher up from Disney watches this video, just listen to me. I'm frustrated with Disney at the moment. Because I have one film that I'm so attached to with Disney, but I didn't even realise was a Disney film up until ago. And now I realise how much work it took to make. And realise the work and effort put into every film back in the day. Every film Disney made, even if they weren't good, I respect them. I respect Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. I respect Fantasia. But it feels like around 2000, Disney just said, occasional classic. They have 3 buttons. Well, they have a switch. They have 2 switches. Or they have a switch. Or a couple of switches. Or they have 1 switch with a couple of settings. Bad movies this decade, but at the end, we'll make a great movie, go into debt, make another great movie and get out of debt. Okay. Either do that, or you got that. Make occasional classics every 3 to 4 years in this decade. Make a classic every other year, like in the Renaissance era. Or don't care one bit at all. I think Disney's forgot to switch it off from Don't Care at All to anything else in the past 23 years. And Disney, stop with live action remakes. Okay, just do Little Mermaid first and then stop. If you really care about the Little Mermaid, just do that one first, then stop. Okay? Got it, Disney? Because I care for Disney. I don't want to defend them at all. I don't think any of them movies are good. They're either bad or okay. If they're okay, they make funny meta jokes about how I want to merchandise this character. Oh, no, he's heavily merchandised. Oh, and stuff like that. That's why Disney, please, just, I'm begging you to stop. Now, listen to me, Disney. Please, from the love in my heart and for the Disney in my soul, stop. That's me. Goodbye. And I've done my part to helping Disney solve the situation. But my part may not be done. Well, it's done for now. Look at them feet. They're nice feet. I mean, let's get close up. Foot. Look. This is a real close up of my foot. Look how beautiful that foot is. This is awkward.